right, hello AP Scholars. We are going to be doing the question noTeenSum from logic-2. And noTeenSum is a long one, so lots to see, but it turns out that the solution that it suggests you achieve is a really good hint towards a way of solving a lot of different codingBat questions. It's going to ask us to make another method inside of the code window to solve this question. So I think that's really cool to see. In general, on the AP exam, this won't be necessary because they'll have broken it down for you and you won't have to make helper methods or that kind of stuff. And in fact, you won't have space to do so. So I don't think it's necessarily a good strategy for the AP exam, but it's a good strategy for these and in general in life, in programming, making sub-functions or sub-methods to solve, complicated methods is a great strategy. It's called decomposition. Okay, so here we go. So noTeenSum basically means, you got three parameters, surprise, they're ints, just like the other ones, and you're going to return their sum. So you're adding them up, but you're not going to include the numbers 13 through 19 inclusive, so including 13, 19, but you do include 15 and 16 for some reason. So it's kind of weird. So if it's a 13 or a 14 or a 17 or an 18 or a 19, they count as zeros. But all the other numbers in the number line, or integers I should say, they just count as usual. So they're going to suggest that you write a separate helper, public int fixteen int n, and it will take in a int value and it will return the fixed value. So it'll fix the teens, 13, 14, 17, 18, 19, and make them into zeros. So that's the idea there. And you're supposed to call that code instead of putting in that if statement 3 times over. So that's a great plan, and I really like that way of solving things, and you're welcome to do this on my unit test as well if you see a question that requires it or could benefit from it. So I guess just as a final thing before we go on to see the answer, I'll just go through the examples to make sure it's clear. Here we got 1, 2, 3. They just add up like normal. It works out to be 6. But for 2, 13, 1, the 13 is one of those values that doesn't count. So it becomes a 0, and we just add 2 and 1, which gives us 3. Same thing with 14. It doesn't count. So 2, 1 is 3. 2 plus 1 is 3. Okay, so I'm going to show the answer now, so feel free to pause if you want to work on it on your own. And if you're just fed up with it or you're just like, I just want to see how you did it, take a look right now. So here is my answer. I have both the original method here and then the one they suggest I make, fixteen. So you can see I've just put it after the brace, the final brace of the previous method, and that works great. codingBat can find this method, however it is that it structures your code when it runs it. So let's see how it works. Basically, I just return the sum of A, B, and C, but I filter it through this fixteen method. So fixteen will return either the same number or 0 if it's one of those naughty numbers, those 13, 14, 17, 18, or 19s. So here's the story. So fixteen itself says, hey, if n, that's the parameter, the number I'm sending it, is going to be between 12 and 15. I don't know if I like how I worded that. I guess it's fine. Oh, look, I'm missing an ampersand. I wonder how that worked out for my question. I must have just deleted it when I ran it. But anyways, if it's between 12 and 15, so in other words, if it's, I don't know, I'm not sure if I like how I worded that. It might have been better to do it like this. I guess it's a little bit shorter. I think it reads a bit better this way. So if it's, in which case I could say, if it's equal to 13 or equal to 14. So you got a bunch of possibilities here. Oops, that's not the right thing. It wouldn't be much longer to say this. And then, or if it's in this range, so it's either one of these two numbers or it's between these numbers. And is it better to put less than or equal to, 17, I don't know. I'm not sure what's the best choice there. So I'll leave it up to you. But you can see sort of whichever way you do it, that's going to be the story. If it's one of those naughty numbers, if it's in those ranges, then you return 0. But otherwise, you just return n, and then it's just going to fix your teen for you. Sounds like some kind of weird, program to help kids addicted to video games. Fix my teen. they're playing too much Fortnite or something like that. Anyways, enough joking. I think that'll work just fine. Yeah, look at that. Works like a charm. So this is a perfectly valid solution, and I really do. I really do like this method. No pun intended of solving a question by making another method. It just magnifies your effort, right? Imagine if you had to write that 3 times. Blah, so annoying. But we can encapsulate it into a method and then reuse that code. And that's a beautiful thing. I really like that a lot. So thanks for watching. I hope that made sense, and feel free to keep on asking questions about noTeenSum in class or on Teams or wherever you might ask questions. Stack Overflow, who knows? Okay, thanks everybody.